A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful to see so many young fighters, great fighters here today. Welcome to you all. The second leg of our UK media tour here in the English capital after our visit to the Royal Scots Club in the Scottish capital of Edinburgh yesterday to confirm this marvellous matchup of our undefeated fighters, Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall, who will battle it out in Glasgow on February the 26th for the undisputed super lightweight 10-stone treasure. Have a look down there at all of those wonderful shiny belts. Property, of course, of one super Scotsman and now boxing royalty, the UK's first ever four-belt champion after that sensational victory over Jose Ramirez. Josh follows in a long line of brilliance from north of the border. His idol, Ken Buchanan, my former commentary right-hand man, Jim Watt, Gary Jacobs, Scott Harrison, Alex Arthur, Ricky Burns, and so many more that we have at Sky have had the pleasure of covering in our 30-year history. This is a new era. Our 4-year deals with global powerhouse Top Rank and the new entrepreneurial, exciting setup of Ben Shalom's Boxer, who worked together on this blockbuster to provide us with yet another early 2022 treat. To follow, Eubank Williams and Khan Brook. And I can't remember as exciting a start to a new year. 3 serious firecrackers, and we'll also have the debuts of our new Olympians, Caroline Dubois and Fraser Clark, to look forward to as well. Josh Taylor, promoted by the legendary Bob Arum, who is 90 years young today. So from all of us, happy birthday to you, Bob. Josh is being talked about as the next superstar, but as he stressed yesterday to us time and time again, the only fighter on his mind is this man. This fine challenger, from the very best in Scotland to the very best in England, the exciting, unbeaten, Lancashire aggressor and box fighter Jack Catterall, who has had 26 straight wins and is at 28 the younger man. Jack's waited a long time for this. He's waited patiently. He's been there in Vegas to watch Josh win all those titles, and now it's his turn. He gets that on February the 26th alongside Nigel Travis and Jamie Moore, of course. So let's go straight to you. Jack, yesterday, a great deal of respect for the man to my right in Josh Taylor, which was really good to see. But it's a fight and a night that you have worked ever so hard for many, many years, isn't it? This is the destiny moment for you.
Of course it is, yeah. Like you said yesterday, there's a lot of respect there for Josh, his accomplishments and as a fighter, but that goes out the window February. Josh said it yesterday, and I'll repeat that. We're enemies now. It's fight time. We've got 11 and a half weeks to go prepare, and I'm coming to take all them titles.
Yeah, there were a couple of face-to-faces yesterday, and he said he's already getting sick of the sight of you. I think you shared the plane back as well, shared a hotel, but it's friends to enemies now. You've got that respect, but that all goes out the window in the next few weeks of training.
Yeah, of course, the feeling was mutual yesterday. We had a lot of face-offs. This is part of the job now. Get this media leg done, and we can go away, lock ourselves in camp, and prepare for a great fight come February.
What makes you think that you have got the beating of Josh Taylor? Obviously, he's undefeated in 18. He's fought at a terrifically high level. He's beaten undefeated fighters before. What makes you different?
I think obviously Josh has boxed at a higher level, winning the world titles, but I think I've just been denied the opportunities. I think come fight night, this is my opportunity to go out there and prove I'm the best fighter in the UK. Not only that, the world, but yeah, I've had some brilliant fights. I've beat everybody domestically. Now I've got the opportunity to catapult myself onto that world stage.
Half of those wins by knockout. Do you think you've got the power as well as the style to trouble him? You've got to go up to Glasgow, into the cauldron there at the Hydro. It's going to be tough, but then at this level, it is hard, isn't it?
Of course, this is what I'm in the sport for. I'm welcoming all these big challenges now. Hopefully the next couple of years of my career, I can test myself against great fighters like Josh. It's going to be a tough fight, but I've prepared not just for the 10, 12 weeks. This is what all the years in boxing have led to, and I'm fully confident I can go up there and cause a big upset.
Josh, all the years in boxing, a prestigious amateur, now a hardened, seasoned professional. You have all those wonderful belts. Just take me back to the Jose Ramirez night. I know you didn't have your fans with you, and that was disappointing, but you did have your skill set, and you did manage to become the only man from the UK to hold 4 of the belts, and that is some triumph, isn't it? Some accomplishment.
Yeah, it's a massive achievement for myself. Massively proud moment for myself as well. The biggest achievement of my life, my career. Obviously it was a little bit frustrating that there was no fans, or I couldn't bring a travelling support with me, my friends and my family. So it was kind of a bittersweet, but at the same time, it kind of made the victory a little bit more sweeter as well. It was just myself and the team around us, and it was like us against the world, and we come away with the victory. So yeah, it was a bittersweet victory, and a very proud moment for myself. Yeah.
And what about the confidence, rolling with it to take out these top fighters? I mean, the Regis Prograis win for the World Super Series, and a wonderful fight night as well for you. They're all sort of banking up now, aren't they? That must just give you the feeling that you can go on and take everyone in the world.
Yeah, I believe in my own ability. I've said it for years and years. I believe I'm one of the best fighters on the planet, and now everyone else thinks it now too. I'm proving it time and time again that I can beat the best in the business. And this fight on February 26th is no different. I beat Jack Catterall, and I beat him comfortably well, and I move on to bigger and better things. But I believe that I'm coming into my prime now, and it's going to take a real special fighter and a real good talent to topple me at the minute. I feel almost unbeatable at the minute.
You were adamant yesterday you didn't want to look at the bigger and better things, the superstar fights, the 2 weights, the welterweight, brigade of wonderful talent there, Terence Crawford and so on. That it is all about Jack Catterall, and that's what's got you to this moment, not overlooking or not underestimating the opponent that's in front of you.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Learn from recent fighters in the past, AJ overlooking Andy Ruiz, Lopez just there last week overlooking Kambosos, and when you do that, the worst happens. Obviously I've got dreams and ambitions to become a 2-weight world champion, but if Jack comes away with a victory on February 26th, these dreams are down in the dirt. They're not going to happen. Jack then's in line for these fights, so it's my job and my duty to make sure that I do everything in my power to make sure that he doesn't get anywhere near get any of these belts. That's the closest he's going to get to getting these belts, is having a look at them today, and that's what I believe.
We're down in England, obviously. We had the press conference yesterday in Edinburgh. The fight in Glasgow, someplace, isn't it, the Hydro, some sort of noise there's going to be there, a phenomenal atmosphere, and it's a homecoming for you as well after a long time. What does that mean to you to perform in front of those fans?
Yeah, I love it. In Glasgow, it's my home arena. It's where I've had all my biggest successes from the Commonwealth Games and most of my biggest fights in the Hydro. And the atmosphere that the fans make there is the second to none. It's like a little cauldron. It's very hostile, and they make great noise. So yeah, I can't wait to get back, and it's going to be great. Yeah, looking forward to it.
You like each other though? That difficult? Because I know sometimes it's easier if you really hate an opponent and you can sort of fire yourself up, but there is real genuine respect.
Yeah.
Jack was there to cheer you on almost against Ramirez, and now you've got to go into war with him. How does that change that switch?
It's easy for me. I mean, if you said go fight now, I'll do it now. I'll do it right now. Easy as pie for me to switch the mentality into fight mode. But having said that, I've got a lot of time for Jack. I like him a lot. He's a good person, good guy, and a good fighter. It's just time to put the friendship and the respect aside, and we'll wait till after the fight, and may the best man win, kind of thing, But I just believe, on my night, he's not getting anywhere near me.
Jack, can that switch just go for you as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, respect is there, like Josh said, but as fighters, we've got to turn that switch on. It's a business at the end of the day, and we're both coming to bring the heat in February.
Nigel, let's bring you in. You and Jamie Moore are going to have to come up with the tactics to beat one of the superstars of global boxing now. You've had Jack a long time. I know you rate him and you've seen everything he can do behind the scenes. How does he translate that on the big night, on February the 26th, with all the pressure, the lights, and those Scottish fans?
I don't think anyone's ever thinking that Jack Catterall can do that. I do believe that people have put him in the position because of his rankings. You know, it became a mandatory by right, and it's easy saying it and talk's cheap, and the action will have to be on the night, and we believe that Jack can bring the action to it, and that friendship will go out the window. It's not friendship, it's respect. That's exactly what it is. Massive respect, and for the whole team, and that's great. But this is business, and we believe that Jack's got something that he's never seen. I believe that Jack can bring the fire that he's not seen before in any way, shape or form.
Well, Jamie brought that southpaw fire, didn't he, when he was a fighter, and obviously you've got a great stable now together. Do you see in Jack something special, something untapped that you think can rise the levels? Because he's going to have to do this, you know, from a sort of domestic European type level way up now into the big boys. So this is a big jump, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's stating the obvious that Josh has fought at a different level to Jack. Definitely, and that's not a problem. You know, that in preparation is going to be key to this, and he's going to prepare diligently, and he'll be as good as he's ever been. And we believe that on the night he'll beat Josh Taylor.
How do you find sparring for this guy? Tough?
No, not really. There's plenty. We've got sparring. We haven't got in-house sparring, but we've got sparring and we've got it prepared. And all the preparation, as I say, preparation is going to be key to all this, to make sure that Jack performs at his best on the night.
Finally, Nigel, the preparation you say is key. He's waited a long, long time. He's bided his time. Do you think that's a good thing, that you've had more opportunity to look at Josh and think about it and work on it?
Yeah, it's not been a 12-week camp. No, it's been a year. You know, it's been over a year that they've been talking about this, and Jack's been mandatory for a long time. You know, he has waited patiently, and he's allowed Josh to go on and unify the division. And Jack was certainly in his corner for him to unify, so that they could get it on together. Because this is a fight that Britain deserves. England versus Scotland against the old enemy. This is a genuine fight. And we don't need false grudge matches. We don't need that false growling at each other. These kids are going to fight, and I believe that we can come out with a W on the night.
Nigel Travis knows his boxing, loves his boxing. So does Ben Davison down the other side. Ben becoming one of the world's top trainers. You know, fantastic to see so many of your young stable here together. What did it mean to you when you first hooked up with Josh Taylor, and how excited were you at taking him on and then helping to sort of redefine him going forwards?
Yeah, of course. You know, we're in this job to help fighters achieve their dreams, and you know, that's my passion. And there is no bigger dreams than the pinnacle of the sport, which is what Josh has achieved, becoming undisputed. So this fight here may not be a history-defining night like winning the undisputed was, but it's definitely a legacy-defining fight for Josh. It's an opportunity for him to, when people talk about Josh Taylor, remember this night. You know, a huge night on you know, the biggest platform in the UK in Sky Sports, Josh's homecoming after achieving the pinnacle of the sport. So there's huge motivation there for Josh to make this a real showcase performance.
How good do you think Josh Taylor is? You've studied boxing for so long. You've worked with great fighters, obviously with Tyson Fury, the premier heavyweight in the world. How good is he, and how far can he go?
Well, put it this way, I believe that when you have big wins, you only improve off of those. Josh has had big win after big win, and recently just had his biggest win, all inside 18 fights. So, you know, he's not fulfilled his potential yet. Even though he's reached the pinnacle of the sport, I believe that he's still got levels that he can keep going through, and this will be one of, like I say, this is going to be a showcase performance for him to show that he's still improving.
Is that because he's taking out and beating undefeated fighters as well at top level?
Yeah, and he's been doing that for such a long time as well. But as I said yesterday, you know, something that's always impressed me with Josh is no matter what he achieves, he's always setting himself a new goal. He's never satisfied, and that's the mentality you've got to have to be a great.
How dangerous is Jack Catterall?
We respect Jack, humble in preparation, we respect his skills, and we will prepare like he's the best fighter that's ever stepped foot on this planet. But I still believe that Josh Taylor comes out with more than a convincing victory.
You say more than a convincing victory, a statement victory, a sizzling inside the distance victory maybe?
I believe so, because like I said, Josh is highly motivated, if not more so motivated than becoming undisputed, to make sure that this is a showcase performance in front of the Scottish crowd.
Josh, you motivated for a knockout win and a big message to the world?
I'm not. I'm never going out looking for the knockout, you know. But you know, I definitely believe that I can get Jack out of there 100%. You know, especially if I hit him clean and jump on him. I see a lot of holes in his game and in his defence game and that as well. So yeah, definitely feel I can knock him out for sure. But I won't be going out looking for it. But if the opportunity presents itself, I'll be taking it with both hands. You know, you don't get paid overtime in this game, so if the opportunity is there, he'll be hitting the canvas.
You've been out since May. This was meant to happen next week. It's now in February. Is that going to benefit you, or do you think that will benefit Jack more?
That is what it is. You know, I'm a consummate professional. You know, I take it very seriously. So the reason why I put it back was because my knee injury I had on my knee. So I knew I probably could have been ready for December 18th maybe, but I'd have been doubting my conditioning and doubting my engine a little bit because I wouldn't have been able to do the training and the conditioning and the preparation that I usually do for fights. So I put it back. This way there's no excuses. You know, he's going to be getting the best Josh Taylor, and he'll be facing the best Josh Taylor. So if he wins, then fair play. There'll be no excuses for me, but I can't see any way that he wins this fight.
No way you win this fight, Jack Catterall. What's the answer to that?
I'm going to win. There's several ways that I can win this fight. I'm going to win this fight.
No question, no doubts.
No question in my mind, no doubt in my mind.
By how?
By how?
By how?
Turning
Yeah.
up to Scotland and beating Jack Catterall.
By how are you going to do that? In what way?
Beat you.
What way?
Beat you.
How are you going to do
How I
that?
beat you.
How are you going to do it?
Doesn't matter.
How are you going to do it?
You beat you. Get in there.
Don't know.
Punch your head in.
You don't know? You got to punch my head in?
Yeah.
Well, as easy as that, is it?
Well, it's not
Oh,
easy, but
fucking
we'll
hell.
get there.
Go back to bed. Go back to bed.
Jack, you waited a year, you become a dad as well. Congratulations to that. How much are you going to put in, passion-wise, effort-wise, energy-wise, on February the 26th to take that treasure back to Chorley?
It's got to be everything. I've got, not just like we said, the 12 weeks. It's the last couple of years of hard work and discipline. Everything's got to come together in February to cause an upset.
And you're convinced you will?
Convinced.
Josh, let's see the final word to you. Beautiful belts, a wonderful career so far, but they say that the defence of them's always the hardest. You've got to hold on to them. I know you want to become a two-weight champion, but if he takes them, you're back to the drawing board, aren't you?
Back to the drawing board, but that's not going to happen. You know, I'm laser focused on this fight, and he's not getting anywhere near the belts. You know, he can have a hold of them the day, he can have a look at them and hold them if he wants, but that's the closest he's going to get to them.
And still,
We'd all like to get a hold of the belts, so leave them there for a while. Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall, terrific respect between the pair of them. Great fighters, 44 fights, undefeated between them. February the 26th, live on Sky Sports. Wonderful start to the year. Remember, Eubank Williams, January the 29th. We've got Carnbrook for you in Manchester on February the 19th. And the week after in Glasgow at the Hydro, some atmosphere for some fight. They're going to do a head-to-head. We did plenty yesterday. We're going to do a big head-to-head for all the photographers here. If the guys at the back can just, everyone get some room so the photographers can get their shots. And afterwards, it will be the boys to the written media first. But everyone will get their one-on-ones, and maybe everyone will get to hold Josh's belts temporarily. Thank you very much for coming. That's the end of the two-day, two-city tour, and we'll face the boys off now.